Oh, good to have you with us here on eNCA. Government funding has finally been released to help victims of the Masiphumelele fire in Cape Town. A devastating blaze taking place just before Christmas, devastating a large part of that informal settlement, leaving thousands without shelter over the festive season. Residents protesting over the lack of support since then, but it seems that has changed. The city is now hoping to build emergency shelters with money from government. So let's now go over to the Western Cape Human Settlements MEC, Tertius Simmers. MEC, good morning to you. All the best for 2021. Let's talk a little bit about the money that's been allocated to assist what really is thousands and thousands of people to try and rebuild their lives. Where are we on that this morning?
Well, good morning, Gareth, and good morning to all the eNCA viewers. Well, firstly, we have received confirmation that our application for emergency funding has been approved, and we received that formal confirmation on the 30th of December. I also had a DigiCon with the National Minister of Human Settlements, Water and Sanitation, and we've also accordingly informed the City of Cape Town that the application for emergency housing funding has been approved for 1,100 structures, temporary structures. We also received confirmation how the funding or the transit funding will be released by the National Department. So accordingly, we are on schedule, and we have also confirmed and engaged the local community leaders in regarding the stance on where we are with the funding, which will be in excess of well over 70 million rand.
Let's talk a little bit about that schedule, MEC, if we could. While you and I sit here, we've still got roofs over our heads. Many of these people have gone through Christmas and New Year's with nothing to keep them warm, nothing to store their belongings. What is your schedule? Are we talking next week when they're going to be in their new homes?
Well, on our meeting on the 30th of December, the City of Cape Town did confirm that the erection of temporary structures will commence early in next week, yes. That will be the erection of the first 660 temporary structures. They calculated they will be able to erect 50 structures per day, and they'll complete the units by the end of January.
And it's going to be the question that's going to come out over those days when these temporary shelters are being built, MEC. How is it being decided who gets a shelter first? It's an issue I know you've dealt with over years and years. How does that decision-making take place?
Well, firstly, after the fire, together with the City of Cape Town and HTA, we did do a study to get all the names of the affected individuals, because we ultimately need to understand that SASLA is also involved for humanitarian relief, so they also need the individuals' data. So we are aware of who these individuals will be. So there is a prioritized list, and it will be done in accordance within that framework of the 1,100 individuals or families that will benefit.
The question is going to be, MEC, isn't it, that even though these are temporary structures, and of course very welcome by those who've lost their homes, once the temporary shelters are up and their homes have been rebuilt, these shacks that these people were living in, they're going to go back to that lifestyle. What's the city going to do to try and improve their situation in Masiphumelele? We're going to go from a temporary shelter back to an informal shack. When are we going to start getting homes for these people who, some of them have been there for more than a decade?
Well, basically, part of the approval of the funding is that we need to utilize alternative building technology, which means though the units will be temporary, that will currently be erected, we did engage the local community leaders with a medium to long-term plan, which includes the utilization of ABT or modular units, which will ultimately see an accelerated pace of delivery. Hence, there's a comprehensive timeline that has been communicated with the National Department regarding what will be able to happen. The formalization of the process of Masiphumelele or the affected 1,100 has also been taken up with our provincial counterpart, which is the Department of Environmental Development and Planning, to accelerate those planning approvals as well. So what we're doing now is to temporarily leave the individuals who were affected by the fires. But once again, we did engage the community leaders, and there is a medium to long-term plan which we all concurred with.
Just a final question to you, MEC. I know that there's been many organizations, many individuals going out to Masiphumelele to assist those, whether it's with clothes or food, anything to try and keep themselves warm in what can be quite a rainy season down in Cape Town. Are those calls from the public still there to assist? If someone does want to, what do they need to do?
No, definitely. We still need further assistance. And the City of Cape Town has released a centralized number whereby any organization who wishes to assist, or even a private individual, can come and do a donation in kind, or a donation in any form. And seeing that we are still going to be need assistance, also when you look at food and so forth, for well over 5,000 individuals, which is now a massive need, which is why we also engaged SASSA. But if there are any individuals who would like to contribute to organizations, even corporates, the City of Cape Town has launched a formal platform. They can contact that platform, and really we do request further assistance from a humanitarian perspective in this regard. Yes.
MEC, forgive me, I'm going to ask you just one more time as far as the organization and the platform. I suppose people are going to ask, what platform? Can you give me details?
Well, one of the organizations that one can work through is Gift of the Givers. They've been assisting there as well. Alternatively, I can provide you with the contact details of the MMC for Human Settlements, who will be able to give you a lot more details regarding that, if it's fine with you, Gareth.
I thought what we'll do is we'll get that from you off air. The last thing we want to do is give out someone's cell phone number and they get inundated by millions of viewers, MEC. But I appreciate it. I'll ask my team to follow up, and we'll probably put that into one of our reports a bit later in the morning. But all the best to you for 2021. Western Cape Human Settlements MEC Tertius Simmers.